This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. So today, our video is going to be about what they call so-called brave caves, okay? Brave caves, these are places where officers would take so-called criminals or take innocent people. I don't, they just take them there. This is an undisclosed location, okay? A secret place where they take them. Black people, okay? This is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And sexually, according to the report, they have been sexually assaulted, they have been brutally beaten, and they have been coerced to make, I guess, you know, to basically say they didn't do crimes. They did do crimes they did not do. So without further ado, I'm going to provide the two video compilations that I have to support this story. And I want you to pay attention. And when those videos are done, I will come back to comment. But the second video in particular is you need to listen to. Stand by.
The FBI has stepped in to investigate allegations of abuse within the Baton Rouge Police Department in Louisiana, my hometown. People have been detained, are coming forward with new lawsuits claiming they were taken to a warehouse known as the Brave Cave, and they call it the warehouse of torture, where they say they were tortured, sexually assaulted, and humiliated by Baton Rouge police officers. WBRZ Chief Investigative Reporter Chris Nakamoto has been following this from the very beginning. He joins us with an update tonight. What the hell is going on there?
It has been a wild last few weeks here in the city of Baton Rouge, Isaiah. I can tell you 4 arrest warrants, as you just said, were issued for Baton Rouge police officers in the city of Baton Rouge. They were part of the street crimes unit that is now under an administrative and federal investigation. Just last week, the FBI took a rare step and made an announcement saying that they have launched an investigation into this unit along with the Federal Civil Rights Division. And if you're familiar with how the feds operate, that's very unusual. They normally just say we can't ever confirm or deny the existence of an investigation. So by them coming out last week saying we are investigating, it was a very strong statement that the feds made pertaining to all of these incidents that have been coming to light here in the city of Baton Rouge.
Now, for those who are not familiar with the Brave Cave, what is that exactly, and how does that tie to the Baton Rouge Police Department?
This all started about a month ago when a lawyer who was representing a client filed a lawsuit and alleged that his client was driven to a warehouse and tortured. It was captured on body camera video with some of the officers saying en route to the Brave Cave. When we started asking questions and other media started asking questions to the administration, the Baton Rouge Police Department, and the mayor's office, nobody was aware of what the Brave Cave was. And so as more and more details started to emerge, more people started coming out saying, we were also brought there and tortured there. And so as the developments started unfolding rapidly, the whole street crimes unit, which went out and targeted drug offenders, things like that, it was disbanded. There were 3 officers who were put on leave. Yesterday, the deputy chief, right under the chief, was put on leave. He used to be commander of that unit. So things are moving very swiftly. And ultimately, people are alleging their civil rights were violated inside of that warehouse where they say that they were beaten up.
Wow, incredible. Now, we know the police chief there, Mr. Murphy Paul, went before council yesterday, the parish council, and had an emotional situation where he basically, I don't want to say attacked some council members, but got emotional. So tell us a little bit about that.
He was certainly impassioned about this whole situation. He was questioned about the status of the Brave Cave whole situation that's been unfolding over the past month. And he began just addressing the council members, saying, look, you reduced my funding for lawyers. So I disciplined some of these officers. Then they go back to the Civil Service Board because they have a right to appeal their discipline. And then the Civil Service Board that is appointed by some of these Metro Council members basically undoes the decision that he made to discipline some of these bad actors. So he said it's very frustrating when you have a board that's basically siding with some of these bad actors and undoing the discipline that he's trying to clean up within the department. The chief is scheduled to resign at the end of November. He's already announced his resignation, but he's scheduled to be finished in November. So some of the council members were also saying you shouldn't even be involving yourself since you're about to leave. But I think what they were unaware of and what we broke today is that arrest warrants have already been signed for some of these officers. And a judge obviously found probable cause that these officers crossed the line for them to sign this warrant alleging impropriety on their parts.
Two quick questions. Number one, is the chief resigning as a result of this torture warehouse or Brave Cave, or did he announce that before? And secondly, who issued these arrest warrants? Which agency said, let's go arrest these Baton Rouge police officers?
To answer your first question, the chief announced months ago that he was resigning. We also broke that story as well. And it was just due to some shift in direction in his life. So way before this Brave Cave even came to light, he had announced that he was resigning. And to be clear, he had said he was not aware that people were being tortured inside that warehouse. They knew that it was being used by the narcotics division and the street crimes division, but they were not aware that people were going in there and having their civil rights violated. And then the other part of your question essentially was what, Isaiah?
Which agency sought and gained the arrest warrants for police officers in Baton Rouge?
We understand it was Baton Rouge Police. So they wound up having a 19th Judicial District judge sign the warrants, and that's how they're going to be moving forward. We should have more information tomorrow as a news conference is announced. Obviously, the FBI just announcing that they're joining the investigation last week. Things move a little bit slower with the feds, so we're not expecting any announcement from the feds anytime soon.
We want to bring in News Nation contributor Tracy Walder. She's also former CIA officer and FBI special agent. Tracy, thanks so much for staying with us.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
At either the CIA or FBI, have you ever seen anything like this?
Absolutely not. Look, I've been to black sites, many of them at CIA, spent a great deal of time there, spoke with detainees there. But I can say with 100% certainty, I've never seen anything like this, particularly when it involves American citizens who are protected by the Eighth Amendment, which is cruel and unusual torture.
What are black sites and how common are they?
Black sites really are entities that are not formally recognized by the government, but are usually places where government entities or people working on behalf of the government take people there to do things that are illicit.
Okay. Are black sites ever sanctioned, or are they always operating under these sorts of circumstances?
I can't speak, unfortunately, about black sites as a whole. I'm limited on what I can say because of my time at the CIA. Some of that's still classified. But here in the United States, we are not allowed to have them. Americans and American citizens and folks living here legally are all protected by the Eighth Amendment, which is their right, which protects them against cruel and unusual punishment, also known as torture.
As you're hearing some of these details and stories come down, what details are standing out to you? In what way do they clearly cross a line, if true?
Well, just a couple things that hasn't really been talked about a lot, but aside from the physical pain that was endured by some of these individuals, there's two things. I think the first one is now, because of this, we may be looking at a lot of convictions being overturned if, these convictions were obtained as a result of this torture, this illegal torture that was going on. Also, this facility was in the middle of, I don't want to say a neighborhood, but sort of a business complex where there was a daycare, there were homes, there were other businesses. Any of these people could have gotten free and it would have caused a massive security issue. So there are so many issues that I see here. And quite frankly, it makes me angry.
Yeah. What can you tell us about the history of corruption in New Orleans? I mean, are you concerned about corruption throughout local Louisiana police departments?
So I'm concerned with actually Louisiana as a whole. In 2022, the Justice Department, the federal Justice Department, opened up a criminal investigation against Louisiana State Police and their violation of civil rights, racism, and use of excessive force. So we have that issue there. You also have the fact that 51% of disciplinary cases against officers in Louisiana, the big cities like Shreveport, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans, are overturned on technicalities. So they're afforded a lot of protections that police officers who face disciplinary actions are not afforded in other states in the U.S., and that is highly problematic.
Yeah. Okay, Tracy Walder, always appreciate your time. Have a great evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, too.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
Okay, so thank you for watching the two videos that I've displayed there. And let's talk about what happened and what this means. Here we are today. We're talking about wars that are going on in other countries. We're talking about the atrocities. We're talking about the support, how angry Americans should be, and how everyone should be paying attention to what is going on somewhere else. But we need to pay attention to what exactly is going on right here. Okay, you have brave caves. And basically in the heart of the South, you got brave caves. And if you listen to the preceding report, you hear the agent talk about what the CIA does. And she's looking at what's going on here, and she's kind of saying like, "Wow, we're not supposed to be doing this to American citizens." But guess what? They're doing it to black people, and it's always been that way. Okay, it's always been that way where black people have been taken advantage of, and this is more than the reason why we are to get reparations, to repair our generations, to repair our race, and to repair young men like you saw in the video. Like, we don't know if he's a criminal or not, but the point is that unlawfully he's in a black site. Why do we have American citizens at black sites? No, we have black American citizens at a brave cave black site. So we are people that are particular, that have been basically separated for this type of treatment, and we should definitely get reparations. So let's look a little further. Then there are other reports out there where you'll hear the police chief saying there's no wrongdoing in his department, but obviously there is. Okay? Obviously there is. How is this going unnoticed? How do officers have a facility that's not owned by the police department to do interrogations? I'm assuming that it's not owned by the police department because the police department is saying there's no wrongdoing. They don't know anything about brave caves. So let's get this clear. We have agents that go throughout our country unlawfully, detaining whomever they feel that are criminals, taking them to a undisclosed site, a black site. That's why it's black, because it's undisclosed, and all the activities that go on there are undisclosed. They're taken to these locations and they're being interrogated. So guess what? We don't know to what degree that they were unlawfully interrogated. They may have basically corroborated a crime that they did not commit because they were fear and under duress of getting beaten or killed. And then let's take it even further. Is it possible that some people are missing from these black sites? And listen, we're just talking about Louisiana. There's 50 states. It's just Louisiana. It's 50 states. So now we're going to hear more reports. And if you notice, you ain't really hearing about this. This ain't been blown up. We're talking about all manners of shit that's going on other places that are not in this country that they were more concerned of than not in this country. And as far as what's going on over there between Palestine and Israel, hey, listen, neither one of those groups respect us here on this land. So you know what? Let them do what they do. Okay? Because we have people that slaughter every day, kidnapped, taken to brave caves, mistreated every day. So now we know they're brave. And brothers and sisters, FBA, I ask that you look up Brave Cave. Look up BRAVE CAVE. Look up Brave Cave and find out what that is about so you can see for yourself that this is where they're taking brothers and possibly sisters. I don't know. But this is the first person that basically they know about now. So they're going back and they're looking at other cases and may have to overturn illegal judgments. So black men, black women, it doesn't listen. This is what they do. There is an element of bad people in our group, but those people dress the same as the good people in our group. And guess what? The wider society just sees you all as one big black, you know what, nigga. That's what they see you as. So when you dress like that, they're not even saying like, why hell? It doesn't even matter what you have on. They'll still shoot you. But the whole point is, they're gonna judge us all. So be careful. Be careful what you do. Be careful where you go. Okay. When you're around people that are not of your group, beware that they're going to take advantage of every situation. So this is just my thoughts for today. I thought I wanted to bring this forward. This report is a little late. They actually some of these this report it's been out about 20 days now, but I thought it was very important. And I thought it was very important to speak about, saying as though we have all these things that's going on around us and everybody wants to pull attention and everybody wants a prayer. But nobody's praying for innocent people that are getting taken to brave caves throughout this country and possibly never seen again. Nobody cares for them. So please leave a comment, and if you like the video, please leave a like. Also, subscribe if you like the rest of the things that I have to say. So this is Black Views, bringing you the Black News.